All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Dug and Heidi here.
Hey.
And one of the questions that has been coming back, and it seems to be thematic of sorts, is the question.
What's that word mean?
Thematic, the theme.
Oh, thematic.
Thematic.
It's just not a word you hear very often.
You got a quarter? Thank you.
Okay.
So the question is, how do I stop enabling? And I guess the question is, how do you know? Would be the first one. How do you know if you're enabling?
Well, I think there are two barometers that we probably want to talk about today that maybe make it as simple as possible. So the first thing is, are you doing what you believe in, or are you doing what you think is going to keep somebody sober, or are you doing something out of fear? So there's a couple of reasons. So your motivation will help you get in touch with why you're doing what you're doing.
Right. Because, you can't control anybody. You can only control yourself. So
if you're trying to manipulate an outcome, right, if you're trying to, protect something from happening, if you're trying to rescue, if you're trying to bail out, if you're trying to prevent a consequence, those are all enabling behaviors.
So then if you notice you're doing that, then the next question is, how do you stop? How does one stop enabling? And, well, one of the first decisions you got to make is to stop. That's the first decision is. And
how you do that is so the story you tell yourself now about why you're enabling, why you can't stop enabling, is because the lie we tell ourselves is that if we don't do what we're doing, our loved ones will die. Right. Of course, that's the biggest lie of all. More people die from enabling behaviors than, other stuff. So,
right. And that's something to be clear on. Think about it. If
you change your language around it, like if what I'm doing is not loving, enabling is the most unloving thing you can do.
I know and if you're watching this,
but you're doing it because you're loving.
Right. Absolutely. And without pissing anybody off here, enabling is selfishly motivated, and it's not about the other person. It's not about the person you're actually enabling. It's really a matter of, in many senses, safety, convenience, fear, and it's all from here.
And it doesn't feel convenient, but really is more convenient not to rock the boat than actually making waves. It's more convenient just to sweep it under the rug than it is to confront it. It's more convenient sometimes. Of course, in the long run, it's way worse.
Right.
So sweeping under the rug, rescuing, anything. So this is what an active addiction. Okay. So it's really simple when you think about active addiction, what enabling is, because in the pit of your stomach, when you're about to do what you're about to do, you don't believe in it, right, but you do it anyway.
Because the fear is the alternative.
To prevent something worse from happening. You think you're going to soften the consequence. You think you're going to fix something. You think you're going to come to the rescue. You think any of those things, then you're enabling, because you simply just aren't doing what you believe in. So like Doug said, why are you about to do what you're about to do? That's step one.
Right. It's that awareness, right? Once you have that awareness, now you can start making a better decision. So step two would be to figure out, what do you want for you? Not for your loved one, really for you. What is it that you want to experience? Because as Heidi often shares, we have to make a decision on how we're going to go through life, how we're going to go through this experience. Because if someone in your family is struggling with addiction, they're always going to have that malady. So the question is, how are you going to go through it?
I say this to our clients all the time. I say this to families all the time. You don't have any control over how somebody operates or who they are, but you have control over how you experience them. So starting to set some boundaries around how you want to participate in their addiction, what you're willing to be around for, what you're not willing to watch go down, how you're going to experience it, and start to get really clear on that. In another video, we're going to teach you actually a little more. What we always do is how to set a boundary, how to set that boundary, and how to pull the trigger there. So I think that's enough for this video right now. Yeah. Let's just marinate on that. What is your motivation? Are you doing it to avoid something? Are you doing it to keep the peace? Are you doing it to change somebody, manipulate an outcome? No. That's enabling behavior. That's not, you have no control. Right. So just practice doing what you believe in. And like Doug said, what is it that you really want? What is it that you believe in? Start there.
Great.
We'll see you in another video.
See you in a bit.
Okay.
Bye.